Okay, this is going to be an interesting video, and I have one of a commenters crying 87 to thank for this because whoever they are, he or she put a couple of links on this video, and this is going to tie into what I'm going to say here. This is going to be really interesting, but go watch these videos that I made. I just made part 1 and part 2, and the title is In 2021, Dr. Zalewski found these parasitic creatures in the COVID shots called The Thing, and it was called The Thing because that's what he named it, The Thing. But Cryan87 had made a few comments that I have to really thank you because you sent me down on this very interesting rabbit trail that I'm like, okay. Because I had mentioned in my one of my videos that I think this could very well, this whole parasitic creature I'm stumbling over my words, could tie into the whole alien scenario, possibly. And it kind of looks like that from some of the rabbit trails that have just gone down. But he had mentioned in one of them that this whole, they talk about this whole scenario of parasitic creatures. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the videos first. These 2 videos I just made, because this will give you the blueprint, the background, whatever, to understand what I'm talking about, okay? About what Dr. Zalewski found in the COVID shots, which, boy, it sure seemed to have fallen off the radar. And, he was talking about this in 2021. And then, now all the so-called experts are just talking about how they can detox everything out of you. No, they cannot. No, they cannot. But anyway. Cryan87 had mentioned this particular game called Resident Evil, and they had a scenario in this game where they had this fanatical religious cult. This was in the game, and they were called Los Illuminados, which, enlightened ones, Illuminati. And they are a fanatical religious cult and bioterrorist organization that serve as the main antagonistic force of Resident Evil 4. Originating from a rural part of Spain centuries past, the Illuminados' core belief was that the parasitic organism known as Las Plagas held some kind of divine significance, and that the surrender of body and soul to the creatures was key to spiritual devotion. Okay, now that was the theme of the Resident Evil 4 game. Very interesting. And then also he had mentioned this video. I'm like, okay. Metallica, I'm going to play this. And then maybe I'll comment between. But watch this video. This is very interesting because of another video I had seen a while back. Okay? Okay, people probably heard about the Tunguska event that happened in Russia. This is what they're talking about here. Okay, interesting. Volcano Tunguska. The Tunguska event, they found this big crater um, big crater forming in the, I guess, Tunguskan Mountains. But they talk about here, Volcano Tunguska and the revival of organisms. What was I talking about in my video about this parasitic creatures or organisms, you can call it that, being found in the COVID shots? Okay, they broadcast this in plain sight. They do things in videos and whatnot. Well, they're telling this scenario. They want us to think it's entertainment, okay? But let's read between the lines. We looked for a comet and we found dust. A spore. Parasite spores. Let's see. Okay, let me continue. It's the key to struggle for our revolution. Interesting. Okay, look at that creature. From the Tunguska's ashes. Life triumph. I guess they're saying this creature came out of the Tunguska event with a meteor crashing into the land. Now, why is this interesting to me? This creature, look at the shape of the creature. Okay, not too long ago, I'm like, okay, this will freak you out a little bit. I came across this video of this woman. Now, it remains to be seen, is this real? I mean, because this woman is talking about it in the video. Look at this little creature, okay? What does that look like? That looks like that Metallica creature, except the Metallica creature looks bigger. Okay? So, this person's calling it a Morgellons, and I don't think it's Morgellons. I think it's way more than that. That's like a little parasitic creature. She's talking about this thing came out of her forehead. Now, I'll just play it. Just watch. Let's make it larger.
Gypsy, shut up. You're bugging me. Like, isn't this bug? This is unbelievable. How does this even happen?
Yeah, lady. You don't seem freaked out about
I see my
it.
skin dangling off the side of it there, so kind of a no-brainer that's where it came from. And you could probably see my forehead there.
Okay, let's stop. Look at her forehead. She said that creature came out of her forehead. If I had a creature that came out of my forehead like that, I'd be freaking out. You seem awful calm about this, but I'll take your word for it.
My forehead there, right? So, yeah. That would be where this little fart head came from. Good times up in here, let me tell you. Good times, can't wait for the next one. Love giving birth to bug babies.
Yeah, bug babies. That came out of your forehead. Okay, does that look like that? Yeah, to me it does anyway. And relaying it back to my two videos that I did before, I was talking about that Dr. Zalewski found these creatures that were dormant in the vials. And interestingly, he found some that were just, now whoever got these saline jabs, if that's true, then they dodged a bullet for sure. But anyway, they were, He found these parasitic creatures in the COVID shots, which very few people were talking about it. Dr. Madej was talking about it, but she was talking about the Hydra. So is it related? Is the Hydra related to this weird thing? Let's turn the volume off. But, I mean, can you imagine if that little thing came out of your head? I can't imagine. But I think that the reason why to me this is compelling is because lately in the news we've been hearing all about this Comet A1, a 3-1 Atlas. And it's doing this and it's doing that and it's coming close to the sun and you know who's that guy? Ari Loeb or somebody who's the so-called expert who's an expert on this comet coming. Are they going to tie this whole scenario of creatures being activated due to an alien? Because I talked about this. Due to an alien species in these people. Maybe they're going to say it was spores. Who knows? Are you getting where I'm going with this? Okay, because this is what the Metallica thing was saying. It's saying that, Metallica video is saying it was a spore that they found these creatures due to this meteor crashing in Tunguska back in 19 something. There it is, and they're saying it's related. So. I'm laughing because it's just kind of interesting how this all connects. But this woman having this creature come out of her head looks awful like this creature that they're showing in this video. And interesting too, here they are injecting this meat, and they've been talking about what they're putting in our food and whatnot. Okay, so they inject this. I'll play a little bit more of this. They injected a cat, poor cat. Well, the cat, I had speculated, this kind of ties into an old video that I had done back on my old channel where I was saying, they're going, they're going to say that they are creating these super humans, kind of like the X-Men that would have these superpowers. Well, what they're saying in this Metallica video is that they injected this cat, and the cat looks like he got very vicious. Okay, look, the cat's trying to attack the doctor. Okay, so they're fighting now. Let's see. I guess it started a war, and then all of a sudden, look, zombies. Let's turn the sound off on that. Zombies that came from apparently these spores, and it turned people into zombies. Well, I was saying that it's in the COVID jabs. These creatures, I believe that that's going to trigger them, and I mentioned that in these videos, that's going to trigger them to become zombies when they're activated, when certain frequencies are activated. And even in this little scenario for the Los Illuminados, which was the Resident Evil 4 game, they were saying that they were trying to, there are these parasitic organisms that they had implanted. Now, this is a fictional game, but probably based on truth. That they allowed these, they implanted these people with this parasitic organism, and they became very violent, and they became, well, let's just call them zombies. But it's just all connected, But look, let's watch a little bit. They're the zombies. So Are they going to connect? My question is, and I had talked about that in those videos, are they going to connect the zombies? Are they going to connect this to the alien meteor came from space and then it created spores and then it made people turn into zombies? Well, once they activate the people, they will turn into zombies. And I talked about that on my channel way. Let's see, about a month ago. I said when they're activated. Oh, there we go. They just came out with this movie called Weapons. And basically it's about zombies who attack people and they go crazy and they start eating people and all that. Zombies. Now, so that's the question, really. This is going to cause chaos and craziness. But getting back to this woman, I can't believe she's so matter of fact about this little creature that just popped out of her head, alien-like creature. I think it was real. She was probably injected with the COVID jabs. And this little thing, whatever it is, I mean, how can you be... Her brain's probably already been taken over. But look at that thing. That thing is so creepy looking. We are living in very interesting times that I believe the scripture did talk about. The zombies, people getting these grievous sores on their bodies and whatnot. I just made this because it's just I'm kind of connecting the dots, and I just think it's really interesting how these are all tying together. Is it tied to the comet or another comet? You know, they bring out these other comets just miraculously, quote unquote. And so are they going to say that's the reason for the zombies, that this meteor caused the spores and all that stuff? That will remain to be seen, but I just thought I'd make this because I saw some interesting connections. All right, well, thanks for watching.